Hey there everyone, and welcome back to World Hikes. Iceland is one of the most beautiful places in the world and is a hotspot for tourists and hikers alike. One reason for that are all the beautiful trails that are located there, and this video is going to be acting as a guide to the Mount Esja trail in Iceland. But before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos going forward. Number 7. Overview of the trail. Iceland is known to be one of the most visited countries around the world. While it might just be a small island near the poles of the earth, the one thing that it has going for itself are all the wonderful sights and hiking trails. One of the most talked about trails among them is the Mount Esja trail. It's located about 20 kilometers from the capital of Reykjavik. There are many things that you need to know about this trail, starting with the fact that it's nearly a kilometer high. The exact height of the trail from the bottom to the top is 900 meters, so you can be sure that it's going to be a long walk to the top. As you may be aware, due to the fact that Iceland is so high up in the world map, it stays cold throughout the year. As such, even if you were to visit this mountain during the summer, you'd most likely find temperatures in the range of -6 to -12 degrees centigrade. But, as you might be thinking, it's not all bad news. So let's talk about some of the most astonishing things about this trail. Number 6. Natural elements along the trail. If you get a chance to walk around the trail, there's one thing that you'll spot as soon as you make your way up the trail. And that one thing is the Mokel River that gently floats right alongside the Mount Esja trail. All along the trail, you'll find hints of the river at random points during the hike. All in all, the journey that you'll make in order to reach the top of the trail will take you about 2 hours from the bottom to the top. This is obviously given the fact that conditions are pleasant and there's no snow or ice formed on the mountain, which can serve as a big hurdle for hikers. If you're thinking about the difficulty of this trail, then you'd be glad to know that some Icelanders are said to actually jog along the trail. But beware, things do get tough towards the top of the mountain. Number 5. Reaching the trail and being prepared. So now that you know about the basics of the trail, you might be thinking about how to actually get to it. Well, the first step would be to book a flight to Iceland, if you aren't already there, that is. Due to the fact that so many people visit the country, the government has made it very easy for all incoming travelers to find their way to the trail. There are many options to choose from, such as by bus or by car. The entire distance from the airport to the trail is about 25 kilometers, which can be covered in about an hour by car. But our recommendation in this regard would be to take the bus to the trail. In this way, you don't have to worry about leaving your car in some random parking lot, and taking the bus would be easier on your wallet as well. But before you do all that, you have to be prepared to survive the harsh winter air of the Icelandic mountain. For this, it would be a good idea to have certain things handy, such as a raincoat in case it suddenly starts raining at any point during the hike. There are some necessary items as well, such as footwear and other aids, which we'll be talking about next. Number 4. Footwear and aids. After you get all the warm clothes packed in your suitcase, one other thing that you need to pay careful attention to is the footwear. What we mean by this is that the trail is very rough at certain points and there might be even ice along the way. As such, choose boots that have spikes at the bottom, or at the very least, if you're thinking of going in the summer, pick ones that have deep grooves. Another aid that many Icelanders use as well are trekking poles, which are 2 sticks with a huge spike at the bottom. These can be immensely useful in case you start to lose your grip at any point during the hike. But if you're confident in your agility and stamina, then by all means try it without the poles. In case you do get in an emergency, there are signs posted all along the trail that tell you exactly what to do in such a scenario. One of the most helpful things to know about this is that the number for the emergency services there is 112. And due to the harsh conditions on the trail, you're very unlikely to encounter any huge animals that you might need to fend off, so you can be stress-free about that. Number 3. The Esja Trail. After having a general idea about the trail, let's dive into some of the specifics. One thing to note about this trail is that it's smooth sailing till you reach the 700-meter mark. At this point, the difficulty level of this trail gets very hard and you may need to do some rock climbing to reach the 900 mark, aka the top of the trail. One fun thing about the 700-meter mark, however, is that you'll come across a huge stone that has the name Stein given on it, which hilariously translates to stone. As you climb higher and higher, you'll also come across some of the most astonishing views of your life. At certain points, you can even view entire cities from your vantage point. The rest of the trail is pretty easy to navigate thanks to the countless signs and the prepared paths that have been put in place by the Icelandic government. Number 2. Opening hours and facilities. If all this info has you hooked on the idea of going to the Mount Esja trail, you'll be glad to know that the trail is open all year round. But while it is accessible yearly, you might be better off visiting in the summer months when there's little ice on the trail and the flowers are blooming. When it comes to resting spots along the trail, there's no big area where you can stop and get shelter. Rather, you'll have to judge for yourself when you want to stop to catch your breath. There are some huge rocks that provide natural barriers against the wind and the snow, but you won't need to stop there for a long period of time. Number 1. Surrounding mountains and beauty. The majority of the hike is very pleasant to walk along, but things skew in the opposite direction after the 700-meter mark. After you go past Stein, you might need some additional gear to make it to the top of the mountain, but believe us when we say, the view from the top is very much worth it. Another fun thing you'll come across when you reach the top is a compass that points to various locations in Iceland, such as Habunga, which is about 3 kilometers from the peak of the Asha trail. One sight that is forever going to be seared into your memory is that of the snow-covered mountains that are present all around the peak of the trail. So these were some of the details about the Mount Esja trail in Iceland. If you keep all this info in mind, then you're sure to have a good time during your trip to Iceland. This brings us to the end of our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you enjoy the content, then do leave us a like. And until next time, take care and goodbye.